Greetings, YouTube. My wife and I saw the new Avatar movie yesterday. I should preface my review by telling you that I saw the 2D version of the film. I did not see it in either 3D or full IMAX 3D. My wife gets motion sick very easily, and three-dimensional films just push her over the edge. So for her to enjoy a movie, we really need to see it in 2 dimensions. So I did not get the full experience of this film. I don't know if that's going to affect my opinion or not. It goes without saying that this film is visually stunning. They spent $250 million on this, and I would be surprised if that 200 of that wasn't spent on computer engines crunching away, creating these incredibly beautiful graphics. Every dime is up on that screen. It does appear, however, that they hired a high school sophomore to write the movie. It is, in fact, rather sophomoric, both in its storyline and in the dialogue that's written for the characters. The characters are not what you would call deep in any way, shape, or form. But I had a hell of a good time. It was just a lot of fun. From beginning to end, I just enjoyed myself. I think that every single person that has ever played any kind of science fiction or fantasy role-playing game needs to see this movie, if of course they are not the target demographic and they have not already seen this movie, because this film presents a completely realized, top-down, bottom-up, full-fledged alien ecology. It is beautiful. Yes, parts of it don't make sense, but it's still internally consistent, and it's just lovely in every way, shape, or form. Of course, like I said, the writing is not complex. In this film, the humans are the bad guys. We are the awful green things from outer space. And, of course, it doesn't actually have to stretch its muscles much, because all it's doing is rewriting the colonial experiences that happened here on Earth to countless nations that were invaded by Europeans and had their entire societies and cultures wiped out. So, we have a very good idea of exactly how we go about that. Of course, we're going after a substance that is, I'm assuming, a fuel of some kind, which makes no sense. Now, they got the science right as far as going from star to star. It took 6 years, sublight speed, but if you have the ability to do that, you would have had to have cracked the problem of fusion. And if you've cracked the problem of fusion, you don't need fuel. And once you're in space, on that level, you don't need planets either. You can build any kind of habitat you want in space. Comets give you water, gas giants give you gas, asteroids give you all the stone and metals you will ever need. Literally billions of tons of the stuff just out there floating around, waiting for us to go pluck for our use. So it doesn't make any sense to invade an alien star, land on an alien planet, and go after something and kill all the natives that live on top of the object that you want. We would value that planet for the complexity of the life that's on it. We would treasure it like we have never treasured anything before. Now, the planet itself is essentially alive. All the trees are all connected to each other through their root systems. They are essentially one great brain, with each tree being a synapse. Not an original idea, I freely admit, but it was fun. Humans, of course, are the blundering children, and they are actually portrayed as children. The alien race, the Navi, are 10 feet tall. So the humans look like children next to them. I'm not really sure if they could have gotten any more heavy-handed with their metaphors. But it was still a good time. We still see the development of the guy, from the main character, Jake Sully, from some, jarhead to an ecologically awakened man. And there's a point in the film, there in the last reel, where he goes to turn to the Navi people who he's betrayed, and now he's sucking up and hoping to save his culture before it disappears. And I turned to my wife at that moment, and I whispered in her ear, and I said, now he's going to say his St. Crispin's Day speech. And he gave his St. Crispin's Day speech. It wasn't good as the original St. Crispin's Day speech. I don't even think it was as good as a Marine would have given, because a Marine has been exposed to a lot of very jingoistic rally the troops kind of speeches in his life. So he should have, I think, actually come across a little more eloquently, pushed a few more patriotic buttons that he did. But he got the message across. I told my wife, I said, it's going to affect me anyway, and it did, and I cried. I am a sucker for a St. Crispin's Day speech, and always have been. I'm a sucker for people that sacrifice themselves in films in an effort to redeem themselves, and this had redemption written all over it in 48-point letters. Do I regret seeing this movie? Not in the least. Will I eventually buy it on DVD so I can listen to the commentary? Yes, I will. And if they ever put out a book or a DVD about the life forms on that planet, I will buy it. Probably in the secondary market, mind you, but I will buy it nonetheless. This was a great film. It was a lot of fun, but do not in any way, shape, or form expect anything that makes sense or is logical. They have floating mountains, folks, and the main bad guy of the military wears his pistol on his left hip with the pistol grip facing forward, which is the stupidest way to carry a pistol that I have ever seen in all my life. It would have made more sense if he had walked around with it strapped to his forehead, because at least it would have been more easy to deploy. So, if you like science fiction, you enjoy a good rousing time and some of the most beautiful graphics you're ever likely to see in this decade, go see Avatar. You will not be disappointed.